Everybody give it up to this awesome worship team. You guys did awesome. And Jamie's really cool outfit. You look great. All right, I want to shout out a couple of groups in here. One is the communications department. Anybody? Let's go! And then the second one is the basketball team. Yeah, let's go! All right, well, you guys are all great, and I'm biased because communications is the best major. But I have the amazing privilege of introducing our speaker today, who is a dear friend of mine, and he's also in the communication department with me, so we've had some trauma bonding. Um, so he is not only the most talented basketball player that I know, but he has also got the greatest vocabulary that I know. So give it up for Will Watson.
Appreciate you. Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me? All right. Yeah. All right, they gave me a clicker today, so I feel official. All right, give me a second. Okay. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? All right. Okay. How y'all doing? My name is Will Gray Watson. My government is William, but please don't call me that. Today, I'm here on behalf of BSU, Black Student Union, and today I want to talk about perseverance. So let's get into it. What is perseverance? Perseverance is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. So perseverance to me, in other words, constantly going after something when it's obstacles, when it's things getting your way, not stopping, continuing to go after something. So that's why I look at it as perseverance. I have a few examples, maybe facetious, but a few examples of perseverance. First, we have to talk about LeBron Raymond James Sr., all right? Coming back from 3-1. It's never been done in the finals before. I don't know what else you could talk about when it comes to perseverance, okay? They were playing against a team 73-9. Just coming back from that, that's just crazy. That's an example of perseverance to me. Next, we have, I don't want to throw strays to Will Smith, but if you see the picture, you know the context. But we have just simply being an Atlanta Falcons fan. I could really go on a whole speech, a whole tangent about just being a Falcons fan. It's one of the worst things ever. But I am maybe not proud, but I am a Falcons fan. And I don't have to go into that, but that's an example of perseverance. Next, another Atlanta team, the Hawks. That starting five you see. Yeah, 1 year we had the best record in the league. I think the year before, the year after, we were like top 2, top 3 in the league when it came to record. And we got swept in the finals like 3 years in a row against LeBron. So it's just hard seeing that. And then we just traded Trae Young. I have my gripes about that, but it's whatever, okay? Those are 3 facetious examples about perseverance. Okay. All right. What does God say about perseverance? Okay, so shameless plug, the little picture y'all see, that's my podcast. If you haven't subscribed, you should, all right? Follow it, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever, right? So this is one of my favorite verses, James 1, 2 through 4. The KJV version, the King James version says count all joy, but this one is consider it pure joy. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you may face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. That verse, every time I go through something, every time I'm going through a rough time or that my mom likes to say brown spots in my day. So whenever I'm going through brown spots in my day, I think upon this verse. It's cool to me because it starts with consider it pure joy or count all joy, which means it's not saying, oh, I twisted my ankle or I just had a breakup or somebody died in my family. Yes, that's great. No, we're not celebrating that, but it's the fact that we can consider it pure joy because when those things happen, we can grow from those things and we can lean on God and we can know that we're going to come out on the other side of it. So that's why I love that verse. I have another verse that it expounds on it a little bit more. This is Romans 5, 3 through 4. This, again, is the NIV version. It says, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, kind of similar to the beginning where it says count all joy. But we also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, hope. So I really like that verse because it's saying like being in the midst of the trials and tribulations. in the storm. It develops your perseverance. Now, in the King James Version, perseverance is also described as like patience. So that's something else that you can look at it as, like perseverance and patience. So when that perseverance slash patience is developed, it cultivates your character. So when that perseverance develops, your character is developed, and you can build that at the core through the trials and tribulations that you've been through. And then when that character is molded from the storms and trials, it provides hope. So that's why it says perseverance and then character and then hope. It provides hope for the future. It provides hope when you end up in similar situations moving forward. You can depend on those things because you've had experience with it. You know that God's going to take you through. He says he'll never leave us nor forsake us. So we can depend on that. So that's why I love those two verses. They're kind of similar, but I like this one also because it expounds on that a little bit more. So next, I want to give flowers to Jackie Robinson. If you guys haven't seen the movie 42, it's a great movie. You guys should see it. It's not a documentary, but it's basically a movie on him and what he went through. But yeah, he endured, constant racism, taunts, heckling, harassment from even teammates, fans, opponents, things of that nature. And then even with provocation, people just trying to constantly get at him, instigate him. He said that he wouldn't, he would just let his game talk for him. He would just let his game speak for itself, and he wouldn't really indulge in any of those things. His courage changed baseball, and it helped advance the civil rights movement during that time. And I think that it's a great example of perseverance and then, character over adversity. So not really thinking, thinking of the things that was going on that much. He was depending on God and leaning forward on that. So, okay, I've been waiting for this. All right, I'm going to go on a tangent here. I might get a little bit long-winded. I have about 20 minutes. I'm going to spend all 20 minutes on this story, okay? There's so many different angles, that you can go from in this story, okay? Joseph in the Bible. This is probably a top 3 story for me. So, you have Jacob, right? Jacob has many sons, all right? Jacob's favorite son is Joseph. Now, if you're a parent, I'm not a parent, thank God. But you definitely have, all parents have a favorite kid. I don't care what they say, all right? They might not show it. They might not say it. They have a favorite child. I don't care what anybody says. So Joseph was that favorite child, all right? Joseph was he was the golden child. He was the golden goose, whatever you want to call it. And with that, you can imagine Jacob was probably, man, I wish I had Joseph. I wish y'all was like Joseph. I wish y'all did what Joseph did, doing all that. So the brothers, you can look from their point of view. They were salty, right? I would be salty. What? I want to be Joseph. So with that, he's probably saying that every day. He gives Joseph a special coat, a coat of many colors, right? So I just want you guys to not just look at it from Joseph's perspective, but the brother's perspective. So you guys have a preface or a precursor of how they were feeling and why they did what they did. Not excusing what they did, but look. So he has a special coat, a coat of many colors. He's nice. He's probably flexing it like, hey, y'all don't got this. I got this. I got this coat, right? And his brothers are salty. So his brothers, they cook up a nice little devious plan. They're like, okay, bet, we got something for you, doing all that talking. And now that I think about it, Joseph was probably flaunting crazy, like, man, I'm that guy. I'm the youngest in the family. Y'all not like me, right? So moving forward, this is why they do what they do. So they come up with a plan. They're like, hey, Joseph doing all this talking. Bet, we got something for you. We're going to send you into slavery. And you're not going to have that coat anymore. Forget about that coat. So they sell their youngest brother into slavery, right? They sell their youngest brother into slavery. It's insane. But they tell Jacob, the father, they're like, look, somebody got him. They got him. They had like a piece of the coat, and they left it like, look, Dad, like, I don't know what happened, but Joseph, like, I don't know what happened, but he's gone. Like, I don't get it, but he's out of here, right? So Jacob, rightfully so, he's boo-hooing. He's like, my favorite son. Like, I don't even want y'all. My favorite son is gone, right? So they're still salty. Like, man, he's gone. He's still on that, but it's cool. So look, he gets sold into slavery, right? So whatever, he gets sold into slavery. But Joseph is so raw, because he gets sold into slavery, right? But then he ends up working for Potiphar. Potiphar is an officer of Pharaoh. And he does his job, he does his due diligence. People love, everybody but his brothers love Joseph. So He works up the ranks. He has all the reins over Potiphar's house, except one thing, his wife. Rightfully so. Like, you can have everything in here. You have the food, drink, whatever. You can have any other woman. Just don't touch my wife, right? Rightfully so. Tell me why. Tell me why. Now, I don't know I don't remember the lady's name. I don't know if it was explicitly said. I don't remember. But we're gonna call the lady Angie. Okay. So boom. Angie, I want y'all to put yourselves in Joseph's shoes. Every day you come to work, you're chilling, you trying to do your job, you're like, okay, you trying to do your job, trying to make sure you stay out the way. Angie comes over here every day trying to seduce you, trying to grab your shoulder, rub on you, talk to you, flirt with you, while Potiphar's not there. You're like, bro, Potiphar gave me this job. I'm good. Like, watch out, bro. Like, he said I can have everything in here but you. Why would I risk that? Angie did not care. Every day she coming at Joseph, trying to tap in with him. It's crazy, right? Angie was wilding, but Joseph, it's crazy how strong-willed Joseph was. And I'm sure Angie was a nice, beautiful young lady, all right? And Joseph he wasn't falling for it. But tell me why. One day, Angie, I guess she had it up to here. I don't know why they're in the same room. Maybe Joseph, I don't know what Joseph was doing, right? That's a red flag, okay? But anyway, they're in the same room. Apparently he was by the bed. I don't know how he got there, but yeah, that's kind of crazy now I'm thinking about it. But it's cool. Maybe Joseph was slipping up that day. Maybe he had second thoughts. Anyway, Angie, she grabs this man, and I guess he had an epiphany. He's like, oh, I'm tripping, I'm wilding. He runs away. She rips off a part of his little garment. So at that point, and look, you know how, no disrespect, you know how women get. If you turn them down too many times, they get mad at you because you don't want them. How does that work, right? So Angie's like, all right, bet, okay, I got something for you. You don't want me, I'm a married woman, right? I'm a married woman, but you don't want me? All right, I got something for you. So she plays victim. She goes to Potiphar and tells him that Joseph was trying to get at her. Joseph did this. Look, he left a piece of his garment. He's been here all week over here trying to get with me. Lying on this man's name, just insane. So Potiphar, rightfully so, I mean, look, his wife was choosing, but he believed her anyway, right? So it is what it is. So with that, mind you, he got sold into slavery by his brothers. Then he worked his way up. Then he got put into prison. So now he's back to square one. So this man's in prison, but God gave him crazy gifts. Oh, I'm tripping. This is going to my ADHD. I'm sorry. I have to go back now. At the beginning, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to go back. I can't believe I forgot the best part. So this man, I'm sorry to go back. That's where my ADHD kicks in. Joseph, when he was flexing all the code and stuff like that, he had a dream. And he basically told his brothers that, look, one of these days, y'all are going to bow down to me. Now, think about it. All these things, he had the coat, the dad was flexing on him, all of this. And he's going to tell them one day, look, y'all going to bow down to me. It's like I'm going to be a king to you, all right? So the brothers, I just have to add that context. I don't know how I forgot that. But yes, that's great context because he told them that he had a dream. So I'm bringing that up because he had a gift of interpreting dreams. So fast forward back to prison. Sorry, I'm a little bit congested. So fast forward back to where he's in prison due to Angie. This man, so he's in there with all different types of people are coming in and out of prison, and he's like interpreting their dreams for them. So the word ends up getting around. It ends up getting around that this dude Joseph in prison, he can interpret dreams, and like what he's telling us is actually come to fruition. So somehow I think it's a cupbearer and a baker ends up getting back to Pharaoh, and Pharaoh calls Joseph. He's like, okay, look, what do you? I had this dream. What do you think it's saying? So basically, Joseph tells Pharaoh, he's like, look, you're gonna have 7 years of abundance, 7 years of famine. You need to do this. You need to stack this food here. You need to do this. Blase, 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 blase. Right? And Pharaoh's like, you know what? Okay, I believe you. But if you're wrong, it might be over for you. But so with that, it ended up coming to fruition. So now we're gonna go back. This man Joseph again got sold into slavery. Worked his way up with Potiphar. Potiphar was under Pharaoh. Now, because he was interpreting those dreams, God blessed him with that gift. Now he's second in command. He's over Potiphar that he was under. I know Potiphar's salty, and I know Angie over there like, how this man get right back over? Angie over here hating on this man. I know. So he's second in command. So he's like second. He's the second most powerful under in Egypt. You know, just right under Pharaoh, which is crazy. So he's second in command, and it's during the 7 years of famine. So this probably, I don't know, over a decade later. And this man, he's you know, it's people coming traveling from land to land doing all this. And one day, his brothers come, right? Now, his brothers come to Egypt. And he recognized them, but they didn't recognize him. They're like, they probably haven't thought of Joseph in who knows how long. And obviously, he has all the power. And he sees his brother, he's like, ooh. Now, let me be honest. If my brother sold me into slavery, and I see them 15 years later, it's up. I promise you. I have all the power. It's literally gonna have to take Jesus to stop me, because there's no way. What Joseph does is I'm telling you, so many different layers to this story that you can go into. We're talking about perseverance today, but Joseph, the forgiveness he had is crazy. But look, this man Joseph, he sees his brothers. He's like, okay, I could easily just off y'all right now, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna spare y'all. I'm gonna test you though to see if you're still how you were when you sold me into slavery. So he asks them these questions. He's trying to see if they're spies or whatnot. And he basically says, okay, bring me back your youngest brother. Now, Joseph didn't know that. So Benjamin was the son that he had once Joseph got sold into slavery. He didn't know about that, but he was trying to see if they were lying or not. So he says, okay, boom. Go bring back your youngest brother. So he's like, okay, they went back to go bring the youngest brother. So he's like, oh, man, they might be the same way. They bring back Benjamin, right, who's the new favorite son. So they did all that. Hold on, now we have to go back. They did all of that. They tried to get my man gone. They tried to get Joseph gone. Then Jacob just had another son to replace Joseph with, and they're still salty. That's just crazy to me. Okay, look. So they bring Benjamin back, the brothers. And Joseph's like, oh, he really did. He really did have another son. So he's like, okay, bet. He's like, oh. So then he reveals himself to them, and they're like, oh, wait, Joseph, that's you? They're like, no way. So they get on their knees. They end up doing what the dream said. They're on their knees over there, bowing to him, like, oh, I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Joseph did the right thing. I'll say that, right? He didn't kill him. But anyway, so they get on their knees. They're doing literally what the dream he interpreted maybe 15, 20 years before that. They're doing exactly what happened. So they're bowing down. He's like, look, we're good. Like, just get up. Where is my father? Is my father alive? And they're like, yes, like he's alive. So he's like, look, go get my dad, go get mom, whoever, go get the whole family, bring them. We're going to live a great life over here. I'm good over here. Don't even apologize, because that was part of God's plan. He wanted me to get into slavery. He wanted me to go through these things, these ups and downs, to get to where I'm at. Now we all can eat. So that story is just insane. And I want to paint the picture again. I kind of did it throughout, but he was the favorite son. I don't know if you can say when you're the favorite son, me, you feel like you're on top of the world sometimes, right? You can get away with certain things. So he was the favorite son. Then this man went from being the favorite son to getting sold into slavery. Could have died. Anything could have happened. Got sold into slavery. Then he was such a great guy, he worked his way up under Potiphar. He's feeling good. You know, he's having a nice, he likes the monotony of his life. Then here come Angie. Angie want to come along, trying to ruin stuff. Then Angie gets him going. Angie's crazy, yo. That's crazy. Okay, anyway. So Angie gets him going. Then he goes to prison Now he's back at square one. This man's in prison. He's back at square one. Now he has to start over. He's like, bro, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm sure he was like, God, all right, like, why me? Why me? We shouldn't ask that, but that's probably what he was saying. Then he works his way back up just from being in prison, helping other people. He could have been salty, like, bro, don't talk to me, bro. I'm in prison for the rest of my life. I don't want to talk to you. But he was still trying to help other people. Like, so many different layers to the story. Then, after that, he doesn't just get out of prison. He leapfrogs the guy who put him in prison. Now he's over Potiphar. So he goes from slavery to a job to prison to over Potiphar, second in command over all of Egypt. Then his brothers come back and he forgives them instead of killing them, right? Which is just crazy. It's just he had true perseverance in that time. It didn't matter what he was going through. It didn't matter if he was in prison. It didn't matter if he had a great job. It didn't matter what he was going through. He was constantly leaning on God and not letting these obstacles deter him from what God's will was for him. So, concluding up a little bit, again, we're talking about perseverance. But I want to say perseverance specifically, it builds our godly character, right? And what does that mean? Perseverance, it builds our godly character because it's a necessity, I feel like, as a human being, but specifically a Christian, because we have to go through these trials and tribulations, and it builds our faith. All these things that happen, it just tests our faith. Now, I'm not saying that we should applaud bad things when they happen, but when I think upon these verses, like the James verse, the Romans 5 verse, I know that, and I've been through so many things. I'm sure we've all been through things where it's like, look, this is happening, but I've persevered through this time, so I know that I'm going to get through this. God, he says, again, he's never going to leave me nor forsake me, so I know I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that is a necessity as a Christian because our faith and our relationship with God is the most important thing. And we build that relationship by building our faith. And we can only build our faith. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. We can only build our faith by going through these things and being tested. And then again, I just posed the question, without your faith being tested, how can you actually grow? You can't grow if everything was peaches and creams and everything went our way. It would be no reason to have full faith because we know what's going to happen. We're here. We're like, oh, this is cool. Like, we already know. It's no point in having faith. So without our faith being tested, how can you truly say you believe in God? How can you truly grow and mature? And last thing, when we persevere through these times, we get to see the gifts and the blessings that God has for us on the other side of it. I know personally, all the stuff I've been through, I know that every time I can look back, and most of the time, and this is another subject, and this is something I was listening to Priscilla Shire, I think. But it was Priscilla Shire, and she was talking about, like, hearing God's voice. And a lot of times, sometimes we don't even know what God is really saying, sometimes until after. It's after the fact that you're like, oh, that's what he was saying. Okay, that makes sense. But during the time, it might not feel great. But the aftermath of it, you appreciate everything you've been through because you know that God was just molding you and he was trying to help you and get you to where he was going to. Because I know for a fact there are certain situations I've been through that I despise being in that point. But if I didn't go through that, I would not be who I am today, and I wouldn't be doing any of this today. So that's all I want to say. Perseverance is extremely, pivotal and intricate in our walk with God. And yes, it just builds our faith. And that's what I want to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll pray us out. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for waking us up this morning, Lord. Thank you for allowing us to see another day. I'm thankful for everyone that came out, Lord. I'm thankful for the opportunity to glorify your name, Lord. We're sorry for the mistakes we make, Lord. We're sorry for not living our lives according to your will, Lord. We're sorry for continuing to sin, Lord. Just please bless us to fully repent. Please bless us to keep you first, honor you. Please guide us, lead us, direct us, protect us, Lord. Please bless us to keep you in the center of everything we do, Lord. And please give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Please give us discernment and a discerning spirit, Lord. Just please continue to look after us, Lord, and keep your hand on us, Lord. Please bless every student here, every professor. Just please bless everyone in here to be able to finish this semester, finish this year, finish this school year strongly, Lord. And please bless us to depend on you and lean on you, Lord. And even when we go through the hard times, Lord, please bless us to be able to persevere and to be able to grow and build our faith and continue to just live our lives according to your will and just trust you and every time. And thank you, um, even in the hard times. Thank you before it happens. Thank you for the things in the past. Thank you for in the moment, and thank you in advance, Lord. So we thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.